Hey besties, let me tell you about my weekend because as you can tell by my face, it was a lot. Okay, so on Saturday, I had brunch in the morning for my bestie's birthday to celebrate, so I got drunk at brunch, and then I had to come home and do homework. I did homework 5 out of 10 drunk, and then I got ready for my other bestie's birthday costume party. So I went there and got a little crossfaded. Great. And then I decided to leave a little bit early, and I called my boyfriend for the ride home because it was like a 30-minute drive home, and I was sobered up, by the way, for the drive. I was not intoxicated for the drive. It was like hours later. And then he was like, come over. So was I going to say no? No, I came over, and I got blackout, 10 out of 10 blackout drunk off of wine with his mother and his sister, like blackout drunk. Just every time I looked at my cup, it was filled again, and I was just drinking, and I was having a good time with them. And then, like, when Michael went to the bathroom, they were like, they started like, we were all drunk, so they started hyping me up, like, oh my gosh, like, no, like, we really love you. And I almost started crying because it was just a really sappy moment. And then I hugged his sister and I hugged his mom, and they were being so nice to me and like just really being accepting of me, which means a lot because I take him very seriously. And I also just love his family in general. Anyways, then after that, I vomited. I had a pull trig and vomited in his toilet, which is great, and my boyfriend doesn't handle throw up well, but bestie had to hold my hair. It was a mess. But a successful weekend. And then I was hungover all day Sunday, and I woke up this morning feeling like absolute doo-doo, and I had to call out of work. So that was my weekend. Again, successful, but very messy.
It is so uncomfortable when somebody is showing you their dysfunction, but they're framing it in a really positive, uplifting, upbeat way, basically pressuring you to be complicit in their denial through social niceties. That clip that we just watched is so weird. If she was in front of you, like in person, telling you this story, how are you meant to react to what she's just said? I mean, it's an obvious cry for help. She's spiraling into a crisis. She's getting drunk during the day at her friend's brunch, and then she's drinking so much in front of her boyfriend's mother that she's blacking out and then coming to and sobbing in front of her and crying. She's poisoned her body so much that she can't go to work the next day. But you're not hearing any tone of regret or guilt. You know, there's no sense of her being ashamed at all. In fact, she goes on social media and brags about these events. You know, she tells this story as though it's like this funny, quirky thing that happened. You know, she's launching a preemptive strike, you know, trying to frame it for other people how to interpret this situation so she doesn't have to feel the shame. She's so desperate to believe it, you know, herself, that this is all fine. This is all, you know, just a funny story. But obviously any rational person listening to this story would know that she needs help. You know, you couldn't just sit across from her. She's telling you this story and smile and laugh and go along with her, even though that's what she wants you to do. Any man with genuine compassion in his heart for the suffering of others would want to ask, hey, like, it seems like you're struggling. Do you need some help? You know, how are you feeling? What can I do to assist? Sooner or later, you learn this about party girls. They are running from something. They have some internal darkness, some pain, and pretending that that's not the case, it makes you codependent, which is, of course, what they want from you. They want other people to be complicit in their choices, in their lifestyle. That way, she is not solely responsible for the choices that she's making. She doesn't want to take responsibility. And lots of guys fall for this party girl act. A lot of guys find that kind of woman appealing. You know, they find that kind of woman really attractive. Like you, listening to this right now, have you ever had a thing for a party girl? Like, you can be honest. There's no shame. I'm not going to judge you. I've had a thing for a party girl. Some party girls are really hot. When I was younger, there was this one girl I was really attracted to, but unfortunately, the only time she ever showed any interest in me was when she was at like unethical levels of drunk. So, obviously nothing ever happened. But as big as a mess as party girls can seem, there is no denying that they do have a certain appeal that, men respond to. Like if you're a shy guy, you're really introverted, a party girl can seem as though she is the solution to your social problems. She's really confident. She knows lots of people. She loves socializing. She goes to parties and events and things like that. And so you think, wow, like if she was my girlfriend, I could learn to be like her. I could go to the parties that she goes to. I could be friends with her friends. I could be popular too. You see, that kind of no inhibitions, free-spirited party lifestyle, it has a certain feminine charm to it that appeals to a lot of men. She seems to just love music and dancing and clothes, and she's always having a good time. She doesn't overanalyze like life too much. She just goes with the flow. And if you're the kind of man who's like a really rigid thinker, very logical, you can find a woman who has that sort of personality, who has that approach to life. You can find her really appealing, but trust me, party girls are way more trouble than they're worth. It's fun, it's exciting for a little while, but once you see behind the fake smile and all the makeup and the thoroughly rehearsed, carefree personality, you will see that there is a darkness there that she is trying to outrun, and her drama is going to sap you of all of your energy. Now, I'm not saying don't have compassion for these women. Like the girl in the clip that we watched at the start of this video, I don't judge her. I feel sorry for her. Like I want to help. Like my masculine instincts kick in and I feel protective. But here's the thing. When a woman is in party girl mode, you can't help her because she doesn't want to be helped. She doesn't want to be saved. She wants distraction. That's what she's looking for. So the moment that you get real with her, that is actually the moment that you cease to have any use to her and she'll cut you out of her life. A lot of guys have this white knight fantasy. They have this rescuer complex. They feel as though it is their job to rescue women from their own demons. It's not. Stay away. If a woman comes to you for help and you can tell by the actions that she's been taking that she is sincere, it's not just empty words, this is a genuine request for you to help her, then yes, of course, by all means, help her out. Be a good friend to her, but do not try dating one of these girls, playing out some hero complex fantasy that you have when she didn't actually ask for your help. Because when your sexual attraction gets mixed up with your masculine compassion for women and your own ego trip for how good you are at like helping and rescuing people, that is a recipe for disaster. Firstly, you've got to understand that party girls, they don't want to go deep. They don't want to get real. That's why she's so popular. That's why she has so many friends, right? Have you ever noticed this? That high quality people of genuine self-esteem, they don't actually have that many friends, but the ones that they do have, the ones that they're very close to, they have lots of genuine intimacy. The connection is deep. Party girls are the opposite. They're really popular. They know lots of people, but there is no real connection there. There's no authentic intimacy. All of those superficial friendships that they have, it might give the illusion of depth, but there's no actual quality to those relationships. It's all just empty quantity. So you're not going to get any real connection with a party girl because that's not what they're looking for in a man. They actually look at men in the same way that they look at drugs and alcohol and nightclubs and parties. Men are a distraction. That is the purpose that they are serving in the life of a party girl. There's some internal pain going on for her that she's not ready to deal with. And to prevent it from coming up to the surface, she needs constant distraction and she needs to numb herself. And so if you come into her life, you might be useful for a little while, a few one-night stands, a few parties, but she will never be loyal to you, because the longer that she spends with you, the more real the connection is going to get, and that scares her. And so she'll dump you for the next shiny new thing, the next guy that can serve the purpose of being a distraction. And it's not going to be clean and simple either, right? Breakups with party girls are always messy, full of drama. Why? Because a drama-filled breakup is a wonderful distraction, and that's what she wants. If she's fighting with you, then she can totally lose herself in that drama, and then she doesn't have to look at her own insecurities. So, men, please take my advice. Do not date party girls. I understand the appeal. They seem fun, they seem, pretty, she's confident, but you've got to be careful. These party girls are going down the destructive path, and they do not want your help. They're happy temporarily with the choices that they're making at the moment. They don't want your assistance. Otherwise, they would have asked for it. So now that you've seen this video, if you get involved with a party girl, that's on you. I've told you how it's going to end. I've told you what the consequences are. They're entirely predictable. And so, the choice is yours. If a woman wanted to have very feminine daughters, should she mate and have children with a very feminine man? Is that how genetics works? Or is there something else going on? Where's the balance of biological to environmental factors? This is the topic of my latest video, and I had so much fun making this. I really like these videos where I can get into the evolution and the biology of it. So if that's your kind of thing, then please head over to my Patreon and you can check it out for yourself. You get instant access to that video, plus every other video in my back catalog. Must be like 170 videos, heaps of different topics. A lot of the really in-depth stuff is on Patreon. I think the value is tremendous. It's just $5. You get instant access to all of that. I post twice a week. We have a great community, great discussions. I don't think you'll regret it. I think the value is amazing. Alexander Grace's Patreon. Come join us.